You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Money Zone on RIP Radio Network. I'm your host, Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I'm excited to be here on this rainy Tuesday, but guess what? No complaints over here. So guys, if you're new to The Money Zone, this show is one of RIP Radio's finest finance shows where we talk about how to use accounting and principles of money to build an amazing life and an amazing business, especially in the African American community. So guys, if you are struggling with your finances, you want to tune into RIP Radio Network because the Money Zone is on there exclusively each and every Tuesday. And don't forget to follow me in all things social media, Folasade the accountant, and better yet, subscribe to my mailing list so you can get access to all of the accounting and finance and money stuff that we talk about here on the radio show, guys. So don't forget, follow me. And if you're watching us on Facebook, Periscope, anywhere, share this feed because we're talking about some good stuff, guys. If you've been living under the rock, you didn't hear that nannies make like $200,000. So the first segment, we're going to talk about why are you struggling when we can basically write our own check. It is no reason why anyone should be struggling in the ecosystem that we are currently in. And then segment 2, we're going to talk about so many people talk about they want to build a 6-figure, 7-figure business, $1 million business, but it's not possible to build that $1 million business if you are not looking at the numbers. So guys, don't forget, tell a friend, share the video, and we will be right back. guys, look, we had to take a quick little break. I hope you're back at your seat because we're right about we are about to go down. Look, completely done got tongue tied. But look, guys, why are you struggling? It's what, 2019? And according to CNN, right? According to CNN, there are nannies out here making big bank. Big bank, $200,000+ a year. And I'm sitting back like, okay, why are my people struggling right now where in this economy where we're in, where it's easy to set up a business? The barrier of entry is basically zero because all of us have cell phones, all of us have Facebook. Facebook is free, Instagram is free. It should be no reason why all of us aren't writing the checks that we want. I don't care if your check is only $500 extra a week. You should be able to find a way in the ecosystem that we're presently in to derive whatever additional revenue that you want. However, let's be honest, that's not the case. Balanced Careers basically said that, okay, the average American takes home about $903 a week, and that's about $47,000 a year. But there's nannies in New York, LA, and Washington, D.C. that's ranking in $200,000+, but our normal workers of America is basically making 3 times less than what nannies make. What's going on? Call in 301-232-5700. Have you ever heard of a nanny making $200,000? I know I wasn't paying my nanny $200,000, but I can actually see the value. So why am I talking about this on the Money Zone? Because remember, we talk about everything pertaining to your money. And when I see opportunities missed, or when I see people making money like this lady and other nannies and in other professions making 6-figure and almost 7 figures, then I have to ask myself, what are we all doing wrong where they say majority of the black community have a net worth of like negative 1,500? What are we doing wrong? So I had to think about it. It dawned on me. Every nanny that I've actually hired, yes, I've hired nannies, live-in nannies. I wanted a particular set of skills. So either I wanted them to be fluent in Spanish so they can teach Bryn Spanish, or I wanted them to be fluent in Mandarin or French or whatever the case. I had my specifications, and each individual business have their own specifications as well. So what happens if you are the qualified nanny, or if you are the qualified business or the qualified freelancer, and we want this person to have XYZ credentials, and we're willing to pay 5 figures or 6 figures for that, then guess what? You've already achieved the American dream. But the question I have to ask many of you is, are you willing to get the skill sets that's required of you to be able to command the amount of money that you feel that you deserve, or be able to write the check that you want every Friday? So my question to you is, are you willing to go back to school? Are you willing to study another language? Are you willing to go and get in a trade? Are you willing to learn about marketing? Are you willing to learn about new techniques on how to raise children and how to eat healthier? Are you willing to learn what's out here and what's required of us to be able to live the lifestyle? My husband say the lifestyle. He'd be like, Sade, you need to show your lifestyle a little more. Facebook, Instagram, like the lifestyle. And so are you, okay, willing to do what's required as a person, as an individual to achieve it? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, the stats saying no. The statistics says that the brown skin community, I don't care if you're light brown, brown, whatever brown, that the brown-skinned, preferably African Americans, will not do what's required for them to command and write their own check. So guys, grab your pen and paper. I want to give you 3 tips on how you can definitely write your own check, okay? You got your pen? You got your paper. First things, figure out what skills you need. and go and learn them. The skill might be organizational. The skill might be communication. The skill might be being able to handle multiple children, or teach or homeschool, or speak Spanish, whatever your additional skill set is. So like for me as an accountant, what makes me different than other accountants is that I'm actually a hardcore entrepreneur. I was a real estate agent. I was an insurance broker. I had a product-based business. I've been through the trenches. I know what it takes to build a successful business. So if you want to hire an accountant and you want them to be well-versed about building a small business, then I will be the one for you. So those additional trades or those additional forms of education, right, now allows me to make more than the average accountant because I was a real estate broker, because I was an insurance broker, or because I went and graduated from this university. Are you willing and capable and able to go out and do what's necessary so you can command what you want and write that check? So what does that look like? That look like you may have to read some extra books, boo. You may have to now see, this is the thing, guys. To command the amount of money that you want, it is not a tangible product. It may not be a tangible product like the phone. It might be intellectual. It might be intangible, something that we can't feel or touch, that you just bring a value. So for example, if you're dependable, a mom like me will hire you quicker and pay you a little bit more because I can depend on you. You see? So are you willing to stand out from the pack? Are you willing to put the bright red hat on and say, I'm ready, and everybody look at you weird because you are willing and able to do what's required to write your own check? So that nanny, if you were to go and look at the CNN article, that they asked the nanny, what makes you make that? They asked her the specific question, guys, and I'm tongue-tied today. I don't know why, but it is what it is. They asked her, what exactly did you do to make the amount of money that you make? She said, well, I'm reliable. I speak Spanish. I speak Mandarin. I speak French. She said that I've worked with some of the wealthiest individuals in the world. I'm bounded by confidentiality. Your secrets are safe with me. She basically said and distinguished herself from the pack. Are you distinguishable, or are you replaceable? What Beyonce say? What's Beyonce song? Irreplaceable, right? Okay, so are you irreplaceable? To command $200,000, to command $100,000 in any business, you have to be somewhat irreplaceable. So I advise a lot of you guys, write down 3 tips while you're watching The Money Zone today on how you can become irreplaceable like Beyonce. Because think about it, y'all always say, that beehive ain't going nowhere, nobody can replace Beyonce. So how could we make you irreplaceable? And that is one thing as entrepreneurs, as individuals, that we should always put in the forefront so we can maintain our positions within any company or with our clients. So we can now be able to say, you know what, this is what we're worth. But if you cannot distinguish yourself, and in the sales realm, they call that value-added proposition. If you cannot distinguish yourself or find that value-added proposition, you will always be stuck making the money that you're making now. Guys, give me a call, 301-232-5700. If you are not sure how to command the money that you want, call in, pick my brain, ask me some few questions, tell me about your industry. I might can help you out. Give me a call, guys, and we'll be right back. guys, look, welcome back to look, I'm gonna laugh on this episode because this is the most choppy that I've ever been in my life. But it's okay. We're gonna rock it out anyway. And if you guys don't know, let me give you some back history. I used to pick on a kid in my school, and he used to stutter so hard. And then this is why I never talk about people. So this is a lesson for all of us. I don't know what it was. We were picking on a guy for like 2 weeks straight, and then come to find out I started to stutter too. So don't talk about folks. So if you're talking about me rambling and my words being screwed up, you know, sometimes it's like that when you have like so much going on in your brain, and sometimes you think and talk faster than what you can even process your thoughts. So we were talking about you don't need to struggle right now. It's no reason why none of us should be struggling when we can basically write our own check. And so let me give you guys some back history. When I started my company, I started out my company with $20,000. I had to get an office space. I had to get my tax software. I had to get computers, a desk and printer, marketing, all of this BS. Like literally when I opened my doors, I was broke. I didn't even buy my tax software. I had to borrow $1,000 from my sister. Thank you, sister, to be able to buy my tax software. So why am I saying all of that? Because right now, many of you have the opportunity that I and other professionals did not have. We started our businesses 2011, 2012, 13, and the internet wasn't the wave, okay? You didn't have Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all of this stuff to easily promote your businesses. We had to do everything old school. We had to make more monetary investments than a lot of you guys can even think of. And so right now, if you're not happy with the life that you're living, if you're not happy with your job, this is no better time now to start investing into yourself and really honing into whatever skill set that you think that your future client or your future business will need, so you can now write the check that you want. So if the nanny can do it, go and get training and do Rosetta Stone and all of that stuff, then you can also do it as well. Okay? So another thing, are you willing to do what everybody else isn't willing to do? We have so many people being mediocre right now, and this is why the average salary is $47,000. That's average. That's small money, okay? And the reason being is because everybody want to walk in at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and everybody want to walk right out at 5 o'clock, okay? Nobody want to go ask the big boss if he need anything or if he or she needs anything before they leave, because they don't want to get stuck in the office for 1 hour. But one of my followers, a person that I follow on IG, she made it clear. She was like, how do you expect to build $1 million business if you're not willing to put in 1 extra hour of work? So for all of you that cannot write your check or can't even perceive to have the opportunity to be able to write your check, ask yourself, what aren't you willing to do? And for all my entrepreneurs, what aren't you doing right now that have you stuck where you are? Are you winging things? Are you not looking at the numbers? Are you being average? Are you under delivering? Are you being basic? And if you say yes to any of those questions, then that's why you have the amount of money that you have in your bank account. To stand out and make $200,000 as a nanny, it's possible. But it's also possible for every person now to make $200,000. Let me do the calculations for you guys so you can all see it, okay? $200,000, right? 200,000 divided by, we're going to say 52 weeks, all right? Then we divide that by 40 hours, right? That means you need to at least make $96 an hour to make $200,000 a year. What could you find that you enjoy, that you feel is worth $100 an hour? What knowledge, what resource, what strategy are you sitting on? What old school technique your mama taught you that you know is worth money that you haven't put out in the market space? Guys, this is the time for you to command the check that you want. It is not going to get any easier than where we are right now. And if you are lagging behind, if you're being basic, if you're just doing the bare minimum, then while everybody else, you especially me, be on the trajectory and make our millions and millions and millions of dollars, and you see us now working and doing and putting in the work and grinding out, right? What they say, hustling, right? You see us hustling, but you're still being average. Today I ask you, and I'm telling you the techniques to get that money. Go and figure out what we want and learn it, create it, make it, okay? Go and learn a new skill set. Go and learn a new language. Go and provide people a service that they cannot deny. See, like right now, my time is valuable. So I can't do all my grocery shopping and all of that stuff. I ain't going to tell y'all what I done because that's not y'all business. But for me to get my time back, I had to make investments. And the same thing for you. For you to make whatever money you want. If that's an extra $200 a week, whatever it is, go and figure out what skill set or what technique or what do you need to learn so you can enjoy and have a good life. Because $47,000 is what the average American make. And if I break this down, you guys are going to cry, and we're going to go to break after this. 1 second. $47,000 a year divided by 52 weeks, and this is before taxes, 903. Now, you guys know I know my payroll taxes and all of that stuff, right? So we're going to multiply that, right? Okay? By 0.124. Okay? So that means you're actually coming home with $700 a week for average American. And gas costs $100. Your cell phone costs $100. And this is let's say $50 a week. Your gas costs $100 a week. Your cell phone $50 a week. Your child care $200 a week. How are we making it? Guys, if you want to command your check, if you don't want to struggle anymore, go and get the skill sets. Go and watch this replay of this video again on RIP Radio Network, guys. But I would love to hear your voice when we come right back. 301-232-5700. Hey guys, so I left you off. I left you guys segment one. Kind of hopefully thinking and really ask yourself, are you putting in the necessary work so you can enjoy your life? And it's really up to you guys to make your next generation life a much easier. I know one thing, every time I look at Brendan Bryce, I don't want them to have to go through what my mom endured. I don't want them to have to work nowhere near as hard as I had to get to where I am. I do want to make life easier for them. So we have to always ask ourselves, are we doing enough that whatever extra we have will roll over to our generations? And if we're never doing more, then it's never going to be any extra, okay? So guys, segment 2, it's a lot. Because I'm seeing I'm seeing the life, the swag, the lifestyle, the lives, the lies, and everything else, right? And all of that stuff matter, but for real, you cannot build a $1 million business not looking at the numbers, okay? I don't care who told you you don't need an accountant. I, Folasade, debunk all the BS that you've heard online. I don't care if it was Forbes. I don't care if it was Entrepreneur. Let's really be honest. Most of them people that's writing in those articles are not actually full-blown business owners, have never been in your shoes, don't know how to deal with circumstances that I've endured. So they really are not relative. Everything that they're saying is not really relative to you and me and all of us, okay? So to be honest with you guys, for us to get to the next level, we have to look at the numbers, because we're starting off with nothing, no numbers, zero, zada, nothing. So we have to look at the numbers so we can now protect the little that we have. So if you are an African American based business owner, I really need you guys to tune in and listen to what I'm saying. You cannot build a $1 million business not looking at the numbers. So what do I mean by looking at the numbers? So we have your marketing numbers. That's one number. We also have your sales number. See, marketing and sales is two different things. You need to track the sales. You need to track the marketing. You need to track the sales to see if the marketing was working. You understand? But guess what? Your sales are shown on your financial statements in your accounting. So many of you right now are struggling to make even 5 figures in your business is because you haven't gotten to the core of your businesses. You haven't really said, what's happening? And then took a minute and looked at the numbers to figure out what's really happening. You never said, what could I do more? And really sat back and wrote down some strategy and started to do more. So if you feel like, yes, like I said in segment 1, it's the easiest time to start a business, that took away your responsibility as the CEO to look at the numbers, you've been deceived, my love. You've been deceived because this is the time when numbers are much more crucial, because the barriers of entry to start a business is so low, competition is high, saturation is there's differences of ecosystems, clients' desires, and it's just everything is at your fingertips. If you are not looking at the numbers, I guarantee you, love, your business is drowning and you don't even know it. Your business is drowning and you don't even know it. And the reason why your business is drowning is because you're not looking at the numbers. So let me give you an example. Check out your Facebook page. The first number a lot of you need to look at is your insights. But you guys are not even looking at your Facebook insights. You look at your Facebook insights to see what traffic is happening, okay? Then you go and look at your website data, your Jetpack, your Google Analytics, and say, okay, my Facebook traffic say one thing, and are they coming to my website? Once you figure out if they're coming to your website, and guys, don't forget, these are all numbers. Nothing is said in words. This is all numbers, okay? Once you look at your website traffic, you now need to look at your financial statements to see if that web traffic is converting to money. And that money is a representation of your accounting. But many of you are not looking at that. You're looking at your market independent of your accounting. You're looking at your sales independent of your accounting. You're looking at every aspect of even your team's productivity. You're looking at that independent of your accounting. And I tell you guys this, my assistant right now is sitting on her butt at home, not working, not making any money from our company right now because she has not been consistent. And I refuse for her lack of consistency to rob my clients and to make me look bad. So guess what? Even the productivity of your staff equates on your financial statements. If your staff is not pulling their weight, your cost is going to be more. But you guys are not looking at the numbers. Because somebody told you that's scary. That person must have been really broke, because looking at your money shouldn't be scary. Looking at your money should be exciting. And one tip, make this a daily habit. Check your bank accounts every day. Remove that fear of knowing what's in your bank account. Then you can probably hold yourself accountable to the goals and to what you really want out of life. If you now say, fear, I know how much money I have in my bank. Fear, I'm going to make more money or add more money to my bank account. But because you guys are not looking at the numbers, you're not even looking at your bank accounts. And if you are looking at your bank accounts, you're looking at it like this. Oh, I only have $1,000. Oh, okay, the mortgage is this. Instead of looking at it and say, okay, I have $1,000 in here. I can pay XYZ $200, pay $50 here, call and get on a payment plan here, reinvest this back here, pay this down, and move on. You guys are operating under fear, and fear is stopping you from looking at the numbers. Do you know, from the moment that you started your business, you were supposed to sit down with your accountant and figure out your price point for your products and for your services. But many entrepreneurs are not looking at the numbers. You're not doing the business plans. You're not calculating your product costs. You're not analyzing your service costs. All you're doing is you're jumping out there because Flo down the street just bought a Lexus and she started a business and you want to do that too. But you're not looking at what Flo did. Flo analyzed her numbers. This is why she cut her learning curve in half. See, a lot of you have been in business now going on as long as probably me and Trump, the owner here, been in business. And y'all probably don't make nowhere near as much as we make. And I'm sorry to say that like that. And the reason being is because while we didn't have what you guys have, the easy route, Google and all of this mess, right? We had to make mistakes to learn from them. But you guys don't. You have access to QuickBooks. You have access to accountants like me. You have access to all of our freebies and freemiums so you can know your numbers. You have easy access to banks and Mint, all of these softwares. It is no excuse why you aren't looking at the numbers so you can now one day make 5 figures, one day make 6 figures, one day make 7 figures. But everybody, like Cardi B say, everybody want to be lit. Everybody want to be rich. But nobody want to do what's required. And that's looking at the numbers. So until you get lit looking at them numbers, you won't get rich with the numbers. This is why, if you notice the pattern of every person that won or got money handed down to them, they're actually probably broke till this day unless they became financially literate. So it's up to you now to gain control over your money and get comfortable looking at your numbers. So you won't be 5 years from now correcting mistakes from today. Guys, I've been there. Let me tell you guys something. I probably wouldn't have had to downsize my office in 2016 if I would have looked at what my clients was dealing me in terms of payments, the inconsistent payments, the delayedness, and I'm not talking about 5 days late, I'm talking about 3 and 4 months late. If I used my accounting head in 2016 before things got bad with my clients' payment history and all that stuff, I wouldn't have had to downsize. But it was required. So I'm going to leave that there. That was required. But you guys don't have to do that. You don't have to wait until it's too late. You have the numbers there. You're just not using them, okay? You guys have the investments because you're using your 401k. You're robbing your husbands blind. Like y'all husbands and wives don't even know y'all done depleted the savings. Then God, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like some of y'all spouses don't even know that you got a line of credit on the house. I'm sorry. Some of your spouses don't know that you got credit card debt of $50,000, $60,000. And the reason why you have those problems and the reason why your spouse don't know is because you're not looking at the numbers. So you're constantly investing and you're constantly not getting a return on your investment. So for you to even know if you've gotten an ROI, you have to look at the numbers. For you to know if your product was successful or if your launch was successful, you have to look at the numbers. For you to know if you got your product at a reasonable price or if you have the opportunity to compete, then you have to look at the numbers. Many of you are struggling right now and you're overpaying for products, okay? You're underpaying in areas that you should because you aren't looking at the numbers. But everybody talk about how I'm lit. I'm Gucci. I'm lifestyle. I should bring Papa here one day so he can straight get out of lifestyle. He'll fry everybody with here. Lifestyle, like who really living it? And I say all of that to say this. You can really live the lifestyle if you really looked at the numbers. Because everything that we do interconnect. So for every action that you make in your business or every inaction that you make in your business, it affects your bottom line, your numbers, your revenue. For every day you procrastinate, it affects your numbers. So many of you are struggling because you don't realize that everything you do is directly correlated to the overall success of your business. Are you sleeping late? That's why you broke. Are you undercharging? That's why you can't make bills. Are you doing too much stuff for free? That's why you can't pay your staff. Are you answering too many? Are you having too much small talk? That's why you don't have enough time. If more of us accounted, remember accounting, yes, accounted for what we really are doing and for what we really are not doing, then we will have more successful businesses out here today. Because you'll look and see, oh my gosh, oh no, oh my gosh, I was watching, who was this? Oh my goodness, I have to give this guy credit. Oh my gosh, so, okay, I cannot think of what one of my mentors it was. I don't know if it was Ed Milet or Ryan Serhat, one of them, or even one of my D-level mentors. But they recently said something. I think a lot of you would think about this differently when I put it in the terms that they did. Pull out your cell phone. Pull out your cell phone. Go and look at every person that's in your phone or everything that's in your phone that distracts you from achieving your success. And look at the last time you got on a call with them and look at that much and look at the time. Now, if your hourly rate is, let's say, $60 an hour, that means for every minute that you waste on the phone with somebody that's not business, you have lost $1. My hourly rate is $300 an hour. Give me 1 second, guys. So for me, this is why I don't do small talk. This is why people say they don't like me, because I don't do a lot of talk. I cannot waste my time. Where's my calculator? Hold on. So when I divide 60 minutes divided by 300. Oh, sorry. 300 divided by 60 minutes. So that means for every minute that I bullshit with anybody, I've wasted $5. I'm going to say that again. For every minute that I bullshit, talking to you and smiling with you and doing this that's not bringing in money and paying my staff, I'm wasting $5. So think about that Xbox that you plan. Think about the shopping that you waste the money on. Think about Instagram and Facebook and everything else that you're lingering on, that you're not being productive. Count how much time you're on social. Count how much time you watching TV. And take your hourly rate and divide that by 60, and you will see how much money you are wasting per minute. The more valuable you become, the more costly. See, this is why the rich don't wait and they have drivers. Because if they are $1,000 an hour, okay, so that means they're worth $16 a minute. For every time they're at a stoplight, they lose $16. This is why they hire drivers and hire maids and hire nannies and hire people to wash their clothes and cook for them. My family used to look at me like I'm crazy. But every time my house manager come and do the housework stuff, I go out and I make a sale, bling. And I made $300-400. And I just paid her $15 an hour. Guys, are you really looking at the numbers? Are you really asking yourself the right questions? Are you really doing the homework that's required of you to be the CEO of your business? Because I don't know not one successful business or one successful CEO that didn't look at the numbers religiously. But what makes you so unique as a small business person and a small entrepreneur is that not only are you going to look at the numbers, you're going to use that instinct, that lioness that you got, your gut, and you're going to make the right decisions with the numbers and the data, and you're going to kill your competition, and you're going to save the most money, and you're going to reduce your tax liability, and you're going to be set up to be able to what? Have the highest profit margins, which it should be the goal of every business. But if you're not looking at the numbers, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you. This the Money Zone. Stamp this. 6/18/2019. I give you 2 years. I'm really going to give you 1.5. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you're going to borrow some money. You're going to pull some more money out your 401k. You're going to try to divorce your husband. He's going to give you everything. So I give you 2 years. Try to run your business without the numbers. Continue running your business without the numbers. And I guarantee you, you're going to hide on Facebook like everybody else that's not in business no more. You're going to hide your little trademark you wasted $1,500 on for a business that's not even making no money. You're going to hide because you sat there and been boastful online and you know you really don't have no customers and your husband is the one supporting you. You've been lying. And the truth will set you free. But if you had your accounting and accountability, you don't have to worry about the numbers because you will see them often and use them as your ally and as your partner and not run from them. So guys, if you don't take anything else from watching this episode on The Money Zone, I want you to take 3 lessons. Go and learn something new. I'm always reading. I'm always learning. Any new tax court case, I'm learning new strategy, new concepts. You guys need to be on the wave with me. Learn. Number 2, look at the numbers because the mistake that you made last year should not be the same mistake you're making this year. But because you aren't looking at the numbers, you're making the same mistakes year after year after year. And you're telling your husband it's going to work. And you're telling your kids it's going to work. And you're telling your family to depend on me and you're going to be there. But you're not even looking at the numbers to know what is really working. And you're making promises that you're not going to be able to keep. Because accounting is the language of business. And if you don't know what your business is communicating to you because you're not looking at your accounting, how are you going to keep your promises to your family? How are you going to achieve your goals? It's not possible unless you're going to cheat your way to success. And you ain't going to last. So guys, let's go ahead on out. Let's learn some new skills to add to our business so we can command whatever check we want, right? And then also let's start to incorporate our numbers into our decision making as CEOs. Guys, I'm your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant. Guys, I'm excited to be here on RIP Radio Network. Guys, don't be afraid. Give me a call, 301-232-5700. I would love to hear you guys' voice. Call me sometime. Let me know, Folasade, I'm struggling, so I can know what content that you guys want me to bring. Email us. Do something so I can know what you guys need. Is it tips and resources? See, now I might not keep giving y'all tips because you don't do nothing with the tips. But is it resources? You know what I mean? Is it access? Is it knowledge? What do you guys need? Or just plain old working with me, what do you guys need? You need to write it down and then figure it out. And the reason why I say write it down, because as an entrepreneur, we have to be resourceful. So I can be one of your resources, but you have to be resourceful. So take everything that you learned today, subscribe to my mailing list, follow me on all things social media, and don't forget, lay out a master plan for you and your business, and it's going to incorporate or involve you, one, learning new skill sets, and you incorporating the numbers. Guys, I'm your girl Folasade, and I'll see you next week Tuesday on RIP Radio Network. Bye.